Welcome to How Growing Organizations Build Finance and Accounting Operations, a roundtable panel brought to you by the Controllers Council. My name is Neil Brown, Executive Director of the Controllers Council. And before I introduce our expert panelists and our partner sponsor, let me share some brief housekeeping items. This webinar is CPE eligible with 4 polling questions, so please answer each poll. If not CPE, please answer to benchmark your peers. Also, we'll have a quick survey at the end of the presentation, so please complete the survey for CPE. And next, we'll have Q&A at the end of the presentation, so use your GoToWebinar control panel to ask our experts questions. And finally, you'll receive a link to this webcast via email in the next 24 hours, so no need for notes or screenshots. Now I'd like to say a word about our partner and sponsor. BILL, NYSEBILL, is a leading financial operations platform for small and mid-sized businesses. BILL automates the future of finance so businesses can thrive. BILL's integrated platform helps businesses move more efficiently to control payables, receivables, spend, and expense management. Hundreds of thousands of businesses rely on BILL's proprietary member network of millions to pay or get paid faster. Headquartered in San Jose, California, BILL is a trusted partner of leading U.S. financial institutions, accounting firms, and accounting software providers. For more information, visit bill.com. With that, I'm just very pleased to introduce our expert panelists and truly a dream team, Alicia Allen and Gregg D'Eon. Alicia Allen is AVP Finance and Chief Accounting Officer for Pinnacol Assurance, a Denver-based workers' comp insurance carrier. Prior roles included Assistant Controller and SVP at Beecher Carlson, along with audit roles at Deloitte. Alicia earned a BS Accounting from University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, and is a licensed CPA in the state of Colorado. We're very pleased to share that Alicia was the Controllers Council 2024 Controller of the Year. And Gregg D'Eon, recently appointed VP Controller at LTK, an e-commerce for creators and influencers. Before LTK, Gregg was Corporate Controller at DraftKings for more than 8 years. Prior roles included accounting and audit at Mitsubishi Financial, and Gregg started in public accounting at Deloitte, followed by a stint at E&Y. Gregg earned a Master of Science in Accounting and a Bachelor in Accounting from University of Connecticut, go Huskies, and he's a licensed CPA in the state of Massachusetts. Gregg was also a winner of the Controllers Council, and in 2023, the National Controller of the Year. With that, I'd like to welcome Alicia and Gregg. Into then, before our next panel question, right into our first poll. So let's launch that. Which staffing options do you utilize in your finance and accounting department? Select all that applies. Let's disregard that, select one or more, just select all that applies. So please take a few seconds. This is completely anonymous, confidential, and it will lead into our panelist questions, so it'll give us a point of reference.
So just a sideline note, they just have dashboards available, and they have.
Take a few more seconds, please.
That would be used for investors. So if we could get the reporting set up to what they need.
And we've got almost all polling done, so I will share the results. And the leader is hire for internal staff, followed by contract staff or consultants at 35% and outsource for 30%. So I guess we had them all kind of lined up there. We're not going to really talk about that right now because it's going to lead into our next question. So let's get to that. In your current or prior roles, how did you manage talent when you were scaling your departments or organizations? So Greg, would you like to take that first?
Sure. I mean, look, it all starts, in my opinion, with an honest evaluation of your people, your processes, and your technology. When you go through each of those elements, do you have the right people doing the right things? Are we doing things the most efficient way? Is there a technology that we can implement to help us achieve scale? It becomes really clear what you need in order to get to scale. You know, in my prior role, and really even in my current role, the vast majority of the things that we look into and we challenge are, do we really need to put another person in front of this particular task? All right, so yeah, no, that's kind of how I typically approach it, and happy to elaborate more later on.
All right, Alicia, how about yourself?
Yeah, thank you. I agree with a lot of what Greg said. You know, at Pinnacol, of course, it's been kind of an established company for so many years, and our core business hasn't dramatically changed. So I think, you know, when I think about sort of our philosophy on scaling, it's focusing on continuous growth and development within our team so that we're not just finding a need and then hiring for that need, but and so we're really involved in proactively challenging our team members beyond their immediate job descriptions. So trained to find opportunities, for instance, for like a staff accountant to lead a process improvement project, or take ownership of a new reporting area that they haven't done before, so that when we do have something that we need to address, then we have prepared them for future advancements. We also create new positions to promote people, and that doesn't necessarily mean that we're backfilling their old positions. So we're really flexible in what our structure can look like. And then, you know, I think technology is changing this a lot, but we maintain a really constant focus on our efficiencies. So we are regularly identifying opportunities for automation and also evaluating what we can stop doing, so that we can free up capacity for our team to do more strategic initiatives and develop new skills. So the other thing I'll mention is, you know, more and more we are trying to foster a culture where we take really calculated risks. I think especially when you start in sort of like that audit background, we're very attentive to details and making things perfect. So we're really trying to encourage people to learn from their mistakes and embrace that growth so that we can kind of step outside of our comfort zones. So that's kind of how we look at our core team. And then of course, when we set up our new subsidiary and acquired a company, we also had to layer on what skill sets we needed for that. And so we really took, again, a holistic view of the team and thought about what new skills do we need to hire, and then what can we supplement with some of the consulting or the internal resources that we already have.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And that leads us to our second polling question. Let me launch that. Which finance and accounting functions are contracted or outsourced? So please tell us, select all that apply. Take a few seconds, please. And even if you're not seeking CPE, this is some good benchmarking as well. We've got some fast voting here. Take a few more seconds, please. And let's close. We'll have 4 polls, so if you miss one, no worries. All right, so number 1 is bookkeeping is tied with AP or AR, so we kind of lump those together, even though obviously separate, but we only have 5 options here. Financial reporting at 14%, other functions at 24%. So this will again lead into our panelist questions. So no need to talk about that. We get to that question.